We know that people love things that are personalized. So if you make something that isn't personalized and you can personalize it, you will see an increase in sales and you can even charge more. The laser I'll be using to test this out is the Pergear LaserStorm 10. All right, so after getting this laser from Pergear, everything is very similar to a desktop CNC that I talk a lot about on this channel. All right, enough about this laser. I will be highlighting some of the features as I go through. Let's get to testing this thing out and seeing what kind of value it can bring to our woodworking businesses. All right, for the first test, we are going to do a simple logo engrave. So I took my logo here, put it into Lightburn software, and using the standard settings, 20 power, 100 speed, and this took about 15 minutes to engrave. So as you can see, the settings probably need a little bit of adjustment. This is a little light and I know we can do better. Let's go into the second test. For the second test, we're gonna do the same exact logo engrave. So not changing size, not changing anything there. What I am gonna change is gonna change the power all the way up to 100. So 100 power, 100 speed. So it's as fast as it can go and as powerful as it can go. So since I didn't change the speed at all, that one took exactly the same amount of time. And here are the results that we got. So as you can see, a much darker engraving. But overall, I think that looks pretty good. So that's 100 and 100. Now we could slow down the speed and increase the burn and get a deeper engrave. And we'll do that here in a second. All right, so after these first two tests, it's kind of what I expected. The machine is really easy to use. It's just a matter of dialing in these settings and getting them correct. And every kind of scenario is different. So let's do some more tests and see what we find out. Okay, so one of the special things about this laser is it's a double 5-watt diode laser. So there's a lot of lasers out there, like the J-Tech that'll add to your CNC. That's a 7-watt laser. There's some 5-watt lasers out there. So this is a 10-watt laser, diode laser. They're still all diode lasers. But with 10 watts, I'm curious what it'll cut and how it'll cut. All right, so someone's gonna ask, why not just add the diode laser to your CNC? You already have the CNCs. So I don't wanna do that for two reasons. One is cost, and the second is setup time. So the cost for having a dedicated laser is actually cheaper than some of the kits out there that set up with your CNC. And the other reason is setup. I want my CNC setup to be a CNC router setup. So having dedicated spaces, I can set them up for individual tasks and just repeat them. I don't have to flip-flop. The other thing is I can't CNC and laser something at the same time. Now, with dedicated machines, I can do that. So those are my reasons why. Now, obviously it works. So if it's working for you, adding a laser to your CNC, then go for it. That works. But for me, this is what works. So we've done a couple engraving tests, but I'm really curious on the cutting. So let's jump to this next test where we cut through this 3mm plywood. So let's start cutting this simple circle. Okay, after figuring out what settings to use, here are the results that I've got. Actually, I'm pretty impressed with the power of this 10-watt laser. The cut is cleaner than I thought it was going to be, and in a reasonable amount of time. One thing I will mention is when you start cutting with a benchtop laser like this, you don't have any dust extraction or any smoke extraction, and that's kind of important. I set up a box fan, I have a window fan sucking everything out as well, and I cracked the door, and you still could smell it pretty good in the basement. So think about that. If you're in a garage, not a big deal, but if you're gonna use this in your house, you really need to think about how you're gonna get that smoke out. You don't wanna set off your smoke alarms. So we're starting to dial in those settings. Let's take it over to some walnut and see what happens there with these same exact settings that I used on this last carve. Let's carve the logo in some walnut. All right, so the results are pretty much the same as the plywood. It looks very good. It's deep. It looks like an actual engraving, not just like a printing, like I printed on it. One thing is with hardwoods, there's a little more moisture in them, so you can get some stickiness around the engraving. And not a big deal though. In this case, we just take a sander, 120 grit sandpaper, and just sand it off. And it'll be fine. But there is a way to prevent that, and I'll be doing that in a second on an upcoming test. But first, I feel like I've got a good handle now on engraving and what this machine is capable of, the speeds and the settings. I want to go back to cutting because I think we can cut better. Our first circle cut test was okay, but I did it in like 5 passes, and I think we can slow this machine down with the same power and cut through in 1 pass. I'm gonna do a quick test. We'll call this the hexagon test. All right, so here are the settings I used for this cut. And overall, I'm really impressed. It cut through in 1 pass. fairly cleanly. Now, one thing that helps with cutting would be an air assist, where there's a fan blowing right where the laser is cutting, and you don't have that with diode lasers. It's usually CO2 lasers and higher powered lasers, and what it does is it blows the smoke and any flames out that flare up. So we could get a cleaner cut, and you probably could get a deeper, cleaner cut with an air assist. Okay, so now that we know that, let's actually make something and make a project. So I went and I grabbed this airplane file, and we're going to make this airplane using the same settings we just used with the hexagon. All right, so I've got the airplane parts cut out. I've got good results, like I did on the hexagon, but there's areas where I didn't get so good results. It looks like it tried to cut all the way through, but it just left like an onion skin. I don't know what caused that, if my table's unlevel, so some areas it did cut through and some areas it didn't. So I'll have to do some more tests to figure that out. But this kind of shows us what we want to see. All right, so that's cool. It's kind of a proof of concept that you can actually cut a file out and assemble it together, and accuracy and everything, it works. So we made an airplane. All right, so am I going to be able to start a full-time business cutting out pieces with this laser? Absolutely not. I feel like making this airplane is probably on the outside edge of this machine's capabilities. Again, we're not trying to start a business with a $600, $700 laser. We're trying to enhance what we're already doing. So with that being said, let's throw something in here that is a lot more likely and is going to be a lot more scary. So here, I have this walnut cutting board that I made a while back I've been waiting to gift to my wife for her birthday. And so I think it would be cool to add our name to it. One thing I wish was easier with this machine is kind of the setup and centering things. If I was going to, for example, if I made cutting boards all the time and I was going to engrave them, I would fix this laser to a surface so it couldn't move. And then I would make a jig inside here where you could line up your piece every single time. And then you could line up your artwork in your file the same way every time. And that way you knew it was going to be square and lined up. Not doing that today, so I'm going to use this trace feature. So as you can see, the head goes to the area and kind of outlines it, and a tape measure. That's how I'm going to do it today. So let's see what happens. So one other thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to mask this board off where I'm going to engrave. And that's because I want to prevent that stickiness from getting around the edges of my engraving, and then I'll have to resand this board. This board's already sanded. So that was a little nerve-wracking. I was worried that my engraving was going to come out a little sideways or something, but I actually lined it up really well. And it looks great. The masking tape did its job. And so another proof of concept is I think this is much more likely scenario of making a cutting board and using this laser to engrave a name on it, to personalize it, and that is only going to make the product more valuable and more sellable. So one other thing I want to share with you that I think is really cool and will add a lot of value is this Rotary. So this Rotary enables you to engrave curved surfaces, cups, glasses, those types of things. And so it just hooks into your Y-axis. So you line it up. Again, I would probably make a jig to line everything up every time. And this rotates while this goes back and forth and carves. All right, so I searched my house high and low for something to engrave on, something round, a cylinder, and I found an A&W root beer can. Yes, it is full. That's literally the only thing I could find. All right, we're going to use the settings that we learned from the wood and apply them to aluminum. I'm not sure how that's going to go. So look at there, I've got my name on the side of a root beer can. So that's cool. That's just something else that I wasn't able to do before and now I can do. Again, I'm not saying you're going to be able to start a custom cup business with this laser. That's not the goal here. The goal is to add value to what you're already doing. And that is, this Rotary definitely does that. All right, so with all those tests finished, let's answer the question. Will a budget, a $600-700 laser bring value to your woodworking business? Yes, it definitely will. At this price point, in my mind, it's a no-brainer to have something like this in your shop if you already don't have something like this. Like I said earlier, this brings a whole nother avenue into your business. And we know that people love things that are personalized. So if you make something that isn't personalized and you can personalize it, you will see an increase in sales and you can even charge more. Now, there's a balance there. The amount that you can charge might not seem a lot, let's say you charge an extra $20 or $30 to personalize a cutting board. I'm just throwing out numbers there. So that may not seem worth the investment, but the amount of volume that you will sell, the increase in sales of boards, I believe will completely justify this purchase. Like I also said earlier, you're not going to build a full-time laser woodworking business where you're cranking out, cutting things with a laser like this. That's not what this is for. This is for adding value to the products you already make. And for that, this is a no-brainer. So let me know down in the comments below whether you think a laser like this could benefit your shop and your products in your business. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to do that, and I'll see you in the next video.